Hi, this is Amy Romeo from the jewelry making and craft blog, amyromeo.com, and on this channel I like to share fun and easy jewelry making and craft projects. Today in this video I'll be showing you how to make this really cute, fun, tropical clownfish faux leather keychain using heat transfer vinyl and a Cricut. I know that's a lot of words, but we're going to use our Cricut cutting machine. It can be the Maker, the Maker 3, the Explorer Air 2, the Explorer 3, or even the Cricut Joy. All of those machines can cut faux leather. And then we're going to cut some heat transfer vinyl and heat press it on top. We'll glue it together and we'll add a keychain. I'll walk you through step by step. It's going to be so fun and easy. So let's go ahead and get started if you're ready to dive in. So let's go over the tools and materials I'll be using to make this really cute faux leather clownfish keychain using heat transfer vinyl and a Cricut. I'll be using the Cricut Maker today, but as I mentioned, you can use any of the 5 current Cricut machines because we're using the standard 5-point blade that comes with those machines. You don't need a special blade to cut faux leather, and I'll show you how to do that in this video. So the bottom of the keychain is orange faux leather, and I've applied white and black heat transfer vinyl on top. The orange faux leather that I'm using is from Amazon. It comes on a roll. You can use any orange faux leather you'd like in sheets. I'll leave a link to some other favorite orange faux leather sheets that I really like on Etsy and other places for you in the description. I'll have links to everything for you in the description of this video. The heat transfer vinyl that I'm using is a glitter black and a glitter white. You could also use regular heat transfer vinyl if that was your preference. To cut the faux leather, I'll use the purple strong grip mat, and I'll use the green standard grip mat to cut the heat transfer vinyl. If you're using the Cricut Joy, you can just use the small mat that comes with the Joy that's green. That'll work just fine. I'll use some blue painter's tape to help me tape the faux leather down to the mat. And then to press the heat transfer vinyl onto the faux leather, I'll use my Easy Press Mini set on the low setting. You can also use a traditional Easy Press set to about 265 degrees. If you want to do this project with a large heat press, then you'll want to experiment a little bit because too much pressure can flatten out your faux leather. So it'll just take a little bit of time and practice to get the settings right on your larger heat press. I'll also be using a heat pressing pad to protect my surface, and then a cover sheet. This is a Teflon sheet that I've cut down to a smaller size for these kind of small projects. You can also use some butcher paper or parchment paper. Some regular crafting tools I'll be using, some craft scissors. I have some small curved scissors that are good for trimming the back of the faux leather if necessary. Some jewelry making pliers to attach an optional tassel, and then some weeding tools. I like the pin pen. You can also use the weeding hook. To glue the keychain together, I'll be using some Fabri-Tac glue. You can use any good fabric glue or any good craft glue. I also really like the Barely Art glue, and I love the little precision tip that can help you glue in very small places. Finally, for the keychain, I'll be using a 1 1/4 inch split ring keyring. This is also from Amazon. These are available in silver or gold. And then I'll use a 10mm jump ring to attach the optional tassel to the keyring. The tassels are faux suede. They come on Amazon in all different colors, shapes, sizes, and then different metal colors for the little cap. So if you're shopping for tassels, just make sure that you're matching up the metal color of your keyring, your jump ring, and your tassel. So let me show you how to get the SVG for this project so we can go ahead and get started. So to make this project, you'll want to get the SVG for the keychain from my SVG shop. I have hundreds of SVGs in my shop for keychains and earrings. At the time I'm recording this, I don't have the SVG for this project in my shop yet, but by the time you're watching this video, it will be there. You can click on the link here on the screen or get the link in the description. It'll bring you to a product page, just like my taco earrings SVG, and you'll see that you can either choose a personal use version or you can choose a small commercial use version, which gives you a commercial use license to sell physical products made from my designs. Then you'll check out and you'll receive an email and you will download the SVG folder. The folder will be zipped and you will need to unzip it before you can upload the unzipped SVG file to Cricut Design Space. We'll click on upload, and then you'll click on upload image and you'll browse to where the unzipped SVG file for this project is on your device. Click on it to select it, and then it will appear here in your recent uploads row. So I'll click on it again and then click add to canvas. So you can see we have 3 layers here, the orange for the bottom and then the black and white heat transfer vinyl. And I wanted to show you quickly that I have attached all of these small shapes by color. So when you're ready to press them, they will all be attached in the right location and you'll just be able to place it on all at once and press them at once. I did that to make this project really easy for you. The same is true of the white layer. You'll be able to just cut all of this together and everything's in place. I wanted to mention, if you're using the Cricut Joy, that this project will fit on the Joy size mat and you'll be able to cut this completely. If you have that longer Joy size mat, the 12-inch one, that's always a good one too when making longer keychains. So this is all ready to cut, so we'll go ahead and click the Make It button. We're loading our materials on a mat. And the first thing I want to do is click on each of the shapes in the mat preview and drag them apart a little bit from the sides and from each other. And I'll also click the mirror button for each mat because faux leather and heat transfer vinyl cut in reverse, so the mats need to be mirrored. If you're using permanent vinyl for this project, you absolutely can. You just won't mirror these vinyl mats because permanent vinyl does not cut in reverse. So I have mirrored all the mats and dragged the shapes apart from each other a little bit. I'll click back on the orange faux leather mat and I'm going to make a note of what size faux leather I want to cut to place on the mat so that I can cut the shape out completely. It looks like I need a piece about 4 inches wide and 6 inches tall. So I'll click continue. And I told you earlier that I cut faux leather with the standard fine point blade, and that setting on your Cricut is faux leather paper thin. I use faux leather paper thin with more pressure, and you'll see here that the Cricut is recommending that you load the fine point blade. If you don't have faux leather paper thin selected here as a favorite like I do, you can click on Browse All Materials and search for it. If you're using the Explore Air 2, it's important to know that you need to turn your dial to custom before you can find the faux leather paper thin setting. When I am ready to cut the vinyl mats, I will use the setting that is appropriate for my type of vinyl. So I'm using glitter vinyl. I will use glitter vinyl with default pressure, and because I'm using a thicker Caesar glitter, I like to repeat the cut one time. You might use vinyl, you might use washi sheet, it really depends on your material for the vinyl layers. But now we're all set to go to cut out our orange faux leather layer, so let's hop over to my overhead camera and we'll get that started. So I've gone ahead and trimmed my materials down to the sizes I noted in the mat preview screen, and I'm going to place the faux leather pretty side down on my purple Strong Grip mat. I'll rub it with my hand to press it down really well. If you have a brayer, you can roll over it also. And now I'm going to use some blue painter's tape and just tape down the faux leather to the mat on all the sides. And as you can see, I'm just reusing some pieces of blue painter's tape. Blue painter's tape is a little more expensive than masking tape, but it won't leave a residue on your material or on your mat. And you can peel the pieces up after you've used them and reuse them several times before you need to throw them away. So we've got the material setting of faux leather paper thin all set to go in our Cricut, and I'm just going to load the mat and begin the cut. So the cut is complete, but before we unload the mat, we want to take a sharp weeding tool and lift up an edge of the cut to see if the cut went all the way through. If it did not, then we can repeat the cut by just pressing the cut button again. You can do that as many times as necessary with your faux leather as long as you have not unloaded the mat. You can do this on the Joy too, but there are no buttons on the Joy, so you'll see the rerun option on the screen in Cricut Design Space when you're finishing your cut. This looks pretty good, so I'll go ahead and unload the mat, but if necessary, I could just repeat the cut to make sure that the shape cut out completely. And here you can see how this fold over keychain works. It's going to fold like this. The little key ring will go here on the loop, and then we'll glue the front fish and the back fish together. Now I'm ready to start cutting out the vinyl mats. So I'll click on the white mat in Design Space, and I will choose the glitter vinyl setting. I'll put my glitter vinyl shiny side down on my green mat and load it into the Cricut and begin the cut. If you're using the Caesar glitter like I am, I really recommend repeating the cut one time when you're cutting this thick Caesar glitter. So my glitter vinyl has cut twice. If you're using regular heat transfer vinyl or a different brand of glitter, you probably won't need to repeat the cut. Now I'm going to do the same step with the black, cutting again on the glitter vinyl setting with default pressure, and I'll repeat the cut one time. So I've unloaded the mat and I will weed away the excess vinyl. And you can see this is weeding very easily. When you're doing yours, just kind of see where your cuts are. These lines are a little bit thin, so you want to make sure you don't lose one by accident. You can always sort of stick it down and then continue peeling. So there we have our shapes. And I've got my Easy Press Mini set on the low setting. I'm going to use my craft scissors and quickly trim these layers apart. And the first layer I'm going to press is the white layer, and that's because the little black center of the eye goes on top of the white layer. So I'll just get this lined up. If you're not sure where to place your vinyl, it's a good idea to refer to the artwork that's in Design Space. You can go back to the original SVG and take a look. You can also take a look at the sample photo on my blog at amyromeo.com, the tutorial for this project. So I've got this vinyl placed in the correct location, ready to go. And I'm just going to cover with my little Teflon sheet, and I'm going to press with the Easy Press Mini for about 10 seconds. If you're using a regular Easy Press or a traditional heat press, you don't need to move the regular Easy Press the way I am using the mini press. I just think it's fun. It's like an iron. So keeping the faux leather as flat as possible, I'm going to carefully peel away the cover sheet. If when you're peeling the vinyl lifts up or it bubbles, just place it right back down and press again. So I'll flip on this side and we'll repeat. And now we'll layer on our little black outline layer. Again, just peel this carrier sheet away very carefully. See how that lifted up? I'm just going to place it right back down and press for just a few more seconds on that tail. When that happens, I'll usually try to peel from a different direction. There we go. And we'll repeat on this side. There we go. I think that came out really cute. So when the faux leather is warm like this, it can start to curl up on the edges. So what I will do is just place it under my heat pressing pad for about a minute to let it cool flat. So our little keychain has had a moment to cool, and I wanted to show you how cute that is. And what we want to do first before we glue our keychain is we want to slide on our key ring. That's just going to make it easier to put it on now rather than later. So I'm just going to roll up the fish a little bit to sort of a circle and just push it through so that our key ring is on the center already. So I'm going to flip it over and move the key ring out of the way, and using that Beacon Fabri-Tac glue, I'm going to glue around the edges. I want to get close to the edge, but not all the way to the edge. And that's because when we fold over this keychain, there will be some seepage of the glue that goes out to the edge, especially when we press this under something heavy, which is an important part of this project. So I want to get the glue pretty close to the edge, but not all the way. That looks pretty good. I'm also avoiding putting glue on that center part because that's where the key ring goes. So now all we need to do is fold our little fish over, and you want to take a moment just to carefully line up the front and the back of your keychain because this is how it will dry. And you want to have all your edges lined up neatly. So two things I wanted to mention about the edges. The first is you'll see that the edges are not sealed right now, and that's okay. We're going to place this under a heavy book now, and you'll see once it dries for a few hours, this is going to seal up very nicely. If necessary, if you have a little spot that is still open after it's dried, then you can use a glue like the Barely Art glue that has a precision tip, and you can get into a very small area, apply some glue, and then press under a book again. And the second thing I wanted to mention about the edges is after your keychain is completely glued, If you don't like this white edge that you see here, you can use a color coordinated Sharpie to color the white edges of the faux leather all the way around the keychain, but that's totally optional. So we'll set our little fish down, and I'll get my heavy book, and I'm just going to place the fish under the heavy book with the key ring part out. And you want a nice heavy book like this, you can even put a brick on top, or sometimes I put my 9x9 Easy Press turned off, not plugged in. I just set it on top because it's nice and heavy. So you'll let that dry for several hours, even overnight is great. And then when it's finished, your keychain will have a really nice clean edge like this, where there's no openings and you can hardly even see a seam. It comes out really nice. And then to attach the optional tassel, I wanted to show you, I just open up a 10mm jump ring with my jewelry making pliers, and I attach the tassel. The tassel does have a small loop, but the loop is not large enough to slide onto the key ring by itself. So we just use a little jump ring to attach it and connect those two pieces. I'll just close that back up. And there we have it. I hope you like this project and you're going to try making a clownfish keychain yourself. Isn't it fun and easy to use faux leather and heat transfer vinyl? You can create an endless amount of designs. If you liked this keychain project, I actually have a lot of Cricut faux leather and heat transfer vinyl tutorials for keychains on my channel. I'll link to the playlist. It'll just start playing. So keep watching if you want to watch more awesome faux leather keychain tutorials. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.